is pinching off the tomatoes right now. I pinched off that one earlier this week, but I didn't get to these guys. You always want to pinch off all of the lower leaves. They will get wet and then get gross and maybe moldy, things like that. But also you want to encourage upward growth, especially for a vining variety or a bushy variety. You don't want to cut the main V or the main Y up here at the top, but everything below that you can take off, and it will encourage it to grow up. So I'm going to do that with these guys. I already did it with this guy earlier this week, and it looks like there's still some more coming. And you don't want to do this the whole time, but when you get it started, to get it really nice, strong, steady base. All right, our cauliflower is looking beautiful. Our broccoli is looking beautiful. Our eggplant's not looking too hot at this location or the other location. Something's eating it. I think it's a bug. I don't think it's a rabbit or anything. Did a little research. Cinnamon keeps away pests and rabbits. And this clay, especially for peppers and for eggplants, just a light dusting will help encourage pests not to stay on the plant. They feel like they're sliding off and then they can't get a good grip and they can't stay on there to eat it. So we're gonna try both methods. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of the cinnamon and a little bit of the powder. I'm gonna keep the cap on this guy. This guy, they said don't use too much, just a light dusting. And the cinnamon, it doesn't even have to be on the plant. It can be around the plant. And you know, the funny thing, or the nice thing I guess I should say, is that it's antimicrobial as well. So that means that it's gonna help keep all those funguses and other things that could get on them, especially during a wet season. So that is wonderful. So we're gonna give it a shot and we will see what happens. I will go check on my peppers as well, because they were also looking a little sad, like they were getting ate by. My peppers here aren't looking as sad as the other ones, but some of the leaves have been affected. So we're gonna go ahead and give it a go. Also, a new addition is in almost all the beds. I had the kids put marigolds in the corners. That is going to help assist with companionship. So a lot of pollinators will be drawn in by the marigolds, but also a lot of pests don't like the marigolds and they will avoid plants because they don't like the marigolds, especially like squash and things like that. So we're gonna give that a go. We did that last year with our tomatoes and it worked quite well. We didn't have any pest issues with tomatoes. We just had bottom end rot or blossom end rot. And so for that, the fix is calcium. And we amended the soil ahead of time this year, so hopefully we don't have that issue. And then I gotta do some weeding. I'm just waiting for all of my other things to come up to make sure I'm not pulling a plant. Developments since being last out here. All of my spinach is coming up quite nicely. There's some grass seed coming up in between those, but we'll worry about that on a different day. And then we have some Brussels sprouts we planted in here. I don't know what they look like when they're young, so I don't even know if we have any of those yet. Then we threw 2 more cauliflower back here, and those seem to be doing fine. The lettuce, not all of it's ready to harvest, but some of it's big enough. A few of these guys like this, I'm gonna go ahead and harvest today. And then I'm gonna leave the rest and I'm gonna post on Facebook and let everybody know that, hey, some of this beautiful stuff is ready. All right, our kale is also taking off. It is in full swing. Now it's very bushy right now, but I'm going to take off all of these outside leaves and leave this central guy still growing, and it'll just keep growing up, 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 up. Lettuce is kind of the same way. We do the cut and come again method, which means for these, there's 2 ways to do it. And honestly, I've done it one way and I never had an issue, but I've had other videos and other things I've seen where they suggest leaving the central part and just taking these outside leaves. But what I typically do is I just take and bundle it up, and I cut the whole thing down here, and it regrows just fine for me. So that's probably what I'm going to do again. I'm not going to worry about sorting out. I'm just going to do that. But the kale, since it's my first year, I am going to do just the outside leaves and let that center keep growing up. They will get quite tall. I've seen plants that are close to my height, about 5 foot. And then we might need to relocate our dill. It wasn't doing so hot, but it is really thriving now. So we might have to relocate it over here, somewhere where it has more space. Radishes are coming along quite nicely. Beets are coming along quite nicely. Radishes grow really fast. When I say really fast, we planted this April 22nd, and I believe some of these are ready. They are, which means we can start harvesting these, and then we can plant more or plant something else. They are a cool weather crop. They like the cool weather better, but just, wow, there's a lot in here and they are ready. So I'm just gonna take these and we're gonna pull a few. I will take some of these to the community food bank or the food pantry in Blue Mound, but I will leave some here for anybody else in the community who also wants to come out and enjoy. But I'd rather it go to somebody who needs it. If nobody's going to come out here, we'll just take stuff to the pantry. These peppers are also going to need a little calcium and a little cinnamon. My carrots have finally started coming up. Tiny little guys. I know it's not great lighting, but cute little guys are coming up. We have, looks like 4 rows in here, so that's awesome. My potatoes are coming along, and I did see over here that my peas were starting to come up. I am going to fill in where the peas are a little sparse. Same with the beans. Had a few beans that have come up, and then everything else hasn't. And in the future, as we get more money from our grant, hopefully, we're going to clean this up a little bit. Maybe put an edger, maybe put some mulch, so it's a little easier for them to mow and know they're not going to kill anything, and for us for weeding purposes as things start to get bigger. This, I know there's a lot of weeds and other things because we are planting in freshly tilled up ground, but this is our pea. These are the little tendrils, and they are going to be what helps it climb. And as you can see, this guy is already wrapped around another plant trying to support itself. So that's why I planted these next to the gate or the fence. And as it gets bigger, I'm going to encourage it to come this way so it can get onto the fence. But he's not quite big enough yet. So I have one here, and there's a spot where I could have at least 2 more there, and nothing's there yet. I could have at least 2 more in here, and there's nothing. Got this guy. And then these guys, this is about the density I was expecting. But some of them have gotten lost along the way. So this is a good amount here. There's a bunch down here. I did plant different varieties. I planted 2 different varieties. I did snap peas, I did Alaska peas. So really down here it's looking wonderful. I think I'll just fill in down on that end for a couple spots. My squash, I have one guy right here, one guy right here. These took forever to come up. I was really worried they weren't going to come up. One guy here. These came from the greenhouse, so they're already well established. Running into Chris, he's helping me weed out the garden. And then I planted zucchini along here. Nothing yet. Lots of little weeds. I did have my 8th graders come out because these are way past their germination date and I was not seeing anything. I did have them come plant a couple, and I said we'll plant 2 in each hole, and then if they come up, both of them, we'll just find the strongest one and go with that. And it looks like they planted these last week. I have 1, 2, 3. 4 and 5, and nothing here, and that is okay. So I think I had them plant 3, so that's gonna be plenty. Squash puts a lot of stuff off. And then beans. There's a few here and there, but I definitely need to replant beans. I did a wax bean, I did a pole bean, and then there's one other, I cannot remember what it was. But we have one here, and then nothing. And then another guy and another guy. So this stuff's definitely could be a lot more dense. Beans can be really close together, actually. I have a student that's gonna take this tank out, and then hopefully that'll allow a little more sunlight to get in here. Nothing all the way down. So I will replant all of these. I know these were wax beans, so I'll replant some of them. And then today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on filling in spaces in all the little spots. So if there's not a plant there, there needs to be a plant there essentially, otherwise there's gonna be weeds. So even my lettuce that's really thick, I'm gonna put some new in between to use all that space. It helps keep the moisture in, just like in the greenhouse, but it also is gonna reduce the amount of weeds and other things and get you more crops. And then my flowers have finally started to bloom. I still don't really quite know what our mystery flowers are. I thought they were zinnias, but this is obviously not a zinnia. It's actually quite unique, so I will have to look and see what this is. If somebody knows what this is, please let me know. I got some beans, I got some cover crop things, some chicory, and what is this guy? Baby's breath. And then I'm gonna go fill in those peas. I think I'm gonna do a couple more rows of carrots in between as well. There is plenty of space, and those will be coming out about a month later than the other ones, which would be perfect to kind of, they call that succession planting, when you plant in a few weeks after each other so you have a continuous crop, especially for things that are one-time harvest. And then more lettuce, more beets, more radishes. And I'm gonna go get those planted. I did want to say that a big shout out to Ace in Mount Zion, because they donated a lot of these seeds because they were at the end of their season. They can't sell them again next year, and they donate them to our program and to the gardens, which is amazing. And I have used those to start stuff in the greenhouse, but I've also done that to start planting most of this garden. I've only spent about $25 on crops. Everything else has been given to me for seed, and we have grown it from that, which is amazing. As I got some blackberry bushes for free, donated from a friend. I had the kids plant them, so we'll see if they take off. Hopefully, they say they're pretty hardy. Hopefully they take off. We're gonna try them in this little corner because we don't know where else we're gonna plant them. So we'll give you an update on those. They do look a little dry right now, but I have faith that they will come back. So we'll see.